Hello, is everybody ready? Hi. First of all, let me just start off by acknowledging the difficulty that this break is causing, especially to commuters. At this point in time, we believe that is the main challenge that commuters will face and that residents will face. So as you can see, this is a major water break impacting the area. While the water is now off, everyone should avoid the area as the DWP crews work urgently to address this situation. Dave Hansen, the general manager for DWP, will share more details shortly. But city crews are on site, obviously, and have been on site since the very beginning. They're working urgently, and they have been for the last several hours, to turn off the water here and assess the damage. These are highly pressurized pipes, so crews needed to work very carefully to avoid any further damage. You see there is a major sinkhole right here. Law enforcement and traffic officers will remain on the ground as crews continue to make progress on this incident. DWP will also have personnel on the ground to assist with damage assessments and claims. People can also go to this website, ladwp.com/claims. I want to thank our crews, all of our crews, especially at DWP, for working urgently to respond to this incident. And again, I have to urge everyone to avoid this area. We will provide more information as progress is made. And let me also say that this is one of the challenges when our infrastructure is so old. It's my understanding that these pipes are over 100 years old. Let me, before we introduce the general manager of the DWP, you know we are right on the border of Los Angeles City and West Hollywood. And with that, let me introduce the mayor from West Hollywood, John Heilman. Oops.
Thank you, Mayor Bass, and good morning. Welcome to the City of West Hollywood. I'm John Heilman. I'm the mayor, and I'm joined by our vice mayor, Danny Hang. As Mayor Bass said, we had a major leak and a sinkhole, and I want to thank our partners in LA and DWP for responding so quickly. The good news is that all of our residents, to our knowledge, are safe. There was some street flooding this morning, some sub-garages that were flooded, but that seems to be abating. Our city staff responded immediately. We have set up an evacuation zone if that appears to be necessary, but at this time it does not appear that any of our residents will have to evacuate. We continue to assess, we continue to work with DWP, but as Mayor Bass said earlier, what we really need from people is to avoid this area on Sunset. Sunset is closed. There are major traffic disruptions in the area. We will continue to notify people of those traffic disruptions and alternative routes. I am going to turn it over now to the people who are here, who are assessing the damage and who are going to help us fix this problem. Dave Hansen from LADWP.
Thank you. Good morning. As you can see behind me, we had a leak this morning at around 2:30 a.m. that's caused some of the damage to the street behind us. We'd like to extend our apologies to the community for the impact that this does have to you. Luckily, at this time, we don't have services that are out, so everybody does have clean water that's safe to drink. It's mainly the impact to the transit and the morning commute down Sunset Boulevard. So because of that major inconvenience, we intend to have crews out here and stay committed to this restoration project until we're complete, until it's back in service. We have activated the Emergency Command Center for the Department of Water and Power. That puts us in communication with the City Emergency Management Department as well as West Hollywood. We're also collaborating with other city family, LAFD, LAPD. I've spoken to both of those heads of department this morning personally. So we are collaborating, communicating, and we're going to get as many resources out here as possible to try to get this return to service as quickly as possible and minimize the continuing impact to the community. I'd like to introduce Mr. Anselmo Collins. He's our Chief Operating Officer for the water system, and he can provide you with some specific details about the water system. Thank you.
Good morning. Anselmo Collins, Chief Operating Officer of the water system. So as you know, we had a leak around 2:30 to 3 o'clock in the morning. The leak was of a 36-inch trunk line. It's a 1916 36-inch riveted steel pipe. As you can see behind us, it also caused a sinkhole. There are multiple utilities in this area, including an 8-inch water main that we own and operate, which is currently feeding our customers. I believe that right now we have one customer without water. We are working on providing temporary water connection to them. We also have a couple of hydrants in the immediate vicinity that are impacted. So we're coordinating with the fire department to ensure that they know which ones those are. Everybody else does have water because the 8-inch water pipe is the distribution pipe. That is the pipe that feeds the service connections. That particular pipe is fully operational, fully pressurized, and is providing water to the customers. So all the customers should, for the most part, except for one, should actually have water right now as we speak. We've also checked with the city of West Hollywood. We physically went to some of the buildings, and we were able to also see that they also have water. Our intent is once we have everything shut down, and by the way, the trunk line itself has been shut down. We shut a valve on the east side and the west side of that trunk line where the break took place. Now what we're doing is shutting some smaller valves. Once everything is shut down, we're going to, when it's safe, we'll go in, we'll pump the water out of the hole that we have, we'll make an assessment. That will determine then how long it will take us to make the repairs. So at this point, I don't have an ETA on when the trunk line will be back in service. But luckily, all our customers right now have safe, reliable water to drink. Thank you.
Any questions? Sure. I mean, I think in the city of Los Angeles, throughout our city, our infrastructure is extremely old. Surprisingly, our city has never had a comprehensive infrastructure plan. I spent the last couple of years developing a comprehensive infrastructure plan, of which we rolled out about 2 months ago. One of the first steps for our city to have a plan, we had to change different aspects of the city charter. Those parts of the city charter that needed to be changed passed City Council in their last session and will be on the ballot in November. Up until now, the city's infrastructure was handled on a 15 council person basis. And so it is very difficult to repair the infrastructure that impacts the entire city, and clearly two cities, West Hollywood and Los Angeles, without a citywide plan.
Water and power question for you. Can you tell us a little bit why this break might have happened? Why it happened? And then as we see these sinkholes, there, I know you saw this one. There's another one right around the corner.
Exactly.
Fall in. Why there be more?
Sure, let me address that question. So right now we don't know the reason why we had the rupture. Once again, it's a 1916 trunk line. Usually what happens in the middle of the night, the pressures in the system are the highest, and that's because there's no demand. Everybody is asleep. So consequently, normally that's when you see a water main break take place. This particular trunk line, like I said, it's 1916, it's aging. But I do want to reiterate that we have a pretty significant water infrastructure program. We actually install and replace around 45 miles of pipe every single year in the city. We are a city that has 7,400 miles of pipe. So those 7,400 miles of pipe includes the distribution pipes, but also includes the trunk lines. So we have crews dedicated to only replacing trunk lines, as well as crews, over 30 crews that are throughout the city replacing our distribution pipes on a yearly basis. So we have a very aggressive program. Unfortunately, sometimes there may be parts of the pipeline where you end up with a weak spot, and it reveals itself when you have these type of leaks. One of the things that we try to do also to be preventive with these is that we actually can do assessments using sounding equipment to find leaks. So even before the leak comes up to the surface, my staff is out there listening and putting equipment that actually allows us to hear and see if there's any leaks in the system that have not surfaced yet.
Mr.
Yeah.
Did that play into the delay of the water being turned off, or was it more of a complicated grid situation? Explain
Yeah.
to us how that water piping.
Absolutely. So yes, there are multiple utilities here. As a matter of fact, our wholesaler, the Metropolitan Water District, has a 32-inch main right next to ours. So when the break took place, nobody was quite certain where it was. We were able to figure it out pretty quickly because we were able to see in our SCADA system the impacts that it was having on our facilities. So we were pretty clear that it was a DWP water pipe that was being impacted. So my staff mobilized immediately. The first thing that we need to do is make sure that the area is safe and then start shutting the valves. So my staff has been out here for a couple of hours now, systematically shutting the valves needed to isolate it. But there are multiple utilities in the area, another water company as well, and I think that's why some people were not certain.
Is that a normal amount of time expected to shut down the water flow?
Yeah. It really depends on the situation, because what happens is you try to find the two closest valves that would actually isolate the leak. Sometimes, depending on those valves, we have to go further back. These are pretty large valves. It takes sometimes hundreds, if not thousands of turns to actually shut the valve completely. So it's a very systematic process. You also don't want to do it too quickly because you can cause water hammer. So what staff is trained to do is to shut the valve at a pace that will ensure that we can shut it as quickly as possible, but also as safely as possible. We don't want to cause another problem by creating water hammer. Oh boy. I'm sorry, what was the question? At this point, I don't know. We'll be looking into that and finding out.
And I know you guys tried really hard to make it clear, but just to reiterate to our viewers, because there's a bit of a discrepancy with some customers out without other proof about the safety of water right now. We don't need to boil water. We should have clean water. Everyone should have clean water.
Correct. Everybody should have water. Once again, the pipe that's feeding the customers is the 8-inch water main. That 8-inch water main has remained in service this entire time, pressurized and full of water, so the customer should have no concerns about the quality or the quantity of the water being provided.
Great. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll keep you informed as progress is made.